Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back to the Wine Eat podcast. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you go ahead, subscribe, like, share, and engage us in the comment section. We're talking about the land allocation that Wike allegedly uh, allocated to his family members. He approved 33 new certificates of occupancy for some lands in Abuja for his family members, his siblings, his cousins, his nephews, his father. So even though all these people are Nigerians and they have the rights to own a land in whichever state they want to own a land, or in whichever region they want to own a land, I believe Wike, who is the minister of the FCT, should be careful. Should really be careful because there's been a lot of allegations. There's been a lot of talks about how he's been bypassing the due process to get these things done. Even though all these people can acquire land if they have the resources, but it's unfortunate that when these due processes that are in place are bypassed, it looks like it's self benefiting and they're not being fair to other people. I know not a lot of people can say, I want to go own a land in Abuja. Not a lot of people can say, I want to own a land in expensive areas in Abuja. But if you're related to somebody in power and 2 years ago you didn't plan out, I won't use that word. 2 years ago, you didn't go out there saying you're looking for a piece of real estate to buy. And now you have a family member in power, and all of a sudden you're getting land allocations. You have money to be able to invest in acquiring some properties. It looks like an abuse of power, and it looks like people being corrupt. What do you think?
I honestly agree with you that it's corruption, but let's turn it the other way around. Hypothetically, if tomorrow you become a minister of the FCT and you are in charge of basically in charge of things like that, would you cater to your friends and your families? I guess that's a rhetorical question. Probably you wouldn't be able to answer it until you find yourself in that situation. I think that is where the confusion lies. If I was in Wike's position, I kid you not, I would probably take care of my own. That would be an opportunity to, you know, I think I would think that God has used me to bless my family and my friends, because it would be an embarrassment, it would be a shame on me that I am a minister for 4 years and I'm not able to affect the life of my friends and my family positively. But I think you can tell me that's corruption. Some people can see it as looking out for their own. But I think where I draw the line is allocating excessive land. I think they said that the one he allocated to his father is worth close to 400 million naira. The ones he allocated to his children runs into billions of dollars, about 3 billion. So I think that is where the greed sets in. I don't, categorically know how the process of land allocation happens in Abuja. If you buy, maybe you submit a request and then the government allocate land for you, or you just, buy it, pay money like you buy land in every other place. I'm not sure how the process works. But I think, in fact, it's not just me. I think a lot of people are conflicted with it because if you have the opportunity, I think you will definitely do the same. But I think where I draw the line is, give them enough if they want to build, enough for them to build, but not allocating excessive piece of land because tomorrow, like we always say, power is transient. Tomorrow, somebody else will come in. When Erufai was the minister of FCT, Erufai did way more than Wike is doing. Erufai demolished people's houses, take a bulldozer, get into people's houses and bring them to rubble. But today, Erufai is no longer in government. So tomorrow, the same fate may happen to Wike. I think he should watch it, especially when he's going about meeting people and they're collecting people's land, maybe for non-payment of land use fee. He's just going about taking people's land from them and not compensating them. I think that is where I find problem with that.
Well, I disagree with you a little on that. I know you mentioned that if you were in the position, you would take care of your family and friends. If I were in that position, maybe I would take care of my family and friends. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you right now. But did the president or whoever appointed him to that position, did they put him in there to take care of his family and friends? I believe they put him in there to take care of the people of this of the city, the people in the FCT. His job is to cater to their needs. They don't have a governor representing that state or a city, but it serves like a governor to the city of Abuja. So it's not just for him to take care of his family and friends. No, I would like to disagree with that. It is for the common good of the public. I know it's easier said than done. I don't know what I would do if I was in his shoes, but at the same time, he needs to make sure that he's doing everything by the book. Because, like you said, someone else might come in tomorrow and say, "Hey, the way you were given this land or the way you acquired this land was illegal. So I'm gonna have to take it away from you and take it away from your family. Or maybe you've invested a lot of money on the land, you lose all everything you've got. And this is Nigeria whereby law changes depending on who's in power. So if another FCT minister comes tomorrow and say, "Hey, I want those things back. You didn't get it. Didn't follow the proper way. You didn't get the proper documentation for it. And even if you did, you're gonna go to the court and you'll waste some money and you probably have to settle, or if they want you gone, they'll take you off the land. So I think this is why we're still having issues. Like you said, like you always say, an average Nigerian is waiting for his time. So it's Wike's time now, and he's taking care of his family members. He's taking care of his friends. If someone else gets there tomorrow, they'll take care of their family, they'll take care of their friends, and they forget about the people of the city who really needs help. If the government is not directly impacting their life, they should have been taking away their resources. I'm sure many of these people don't even live in the city. So they're probably just using their name to get some allocations. And it's unfortunate that the people of Abuja are gonna have to bear the brunt. Teachers are still going on strike. Hospitals don't have enough supplies to take care of the people. But here we are, we're talking about land allocation again. The minister needs to be called to order. The president needs to have a conversation with him. I don't know if he's carrying out the president's order, but he's representing the president, and he's definitely making the president look bad right now. The president appointed you to look out for the people of Abuja, but you're making him look bad. We know the president is already struggling with his policies and everything, and you're just piling on top of it. And maybe he's doing this because he doesn't think Tinubu will win the 2027 election. So he's trying to secure his bags because he might not have the opportunity when 2027 comes or after 2027 comes. So maybe he's just trying to secure the bags for himself and his families, but he needs to be looking out for the people who really need help. See, they investing money in ICC, the conference center, they investing money in building homes for the judges, they investing money in places that have no impact on the average resident of Abuja. So they invest in billions of naira in the solar panel at the outer road. It's just looking for ways to save money, to funnel money to different places. Thinking about that outer road, how much solar panels do you need to be able to spend that much money on solar panel? I don't know how many panels you need. Maybe spending that money to install solar panel for all the houses in Abuja. But that's a lot of money, and that money could have been spent in a better way.
Yeah, you are completely right. I mean, some of these situations we can't really speak on them until we find ourselves in those situations. But for me, Elvis, I know for sure that if I have an opportunity to be there, I will definitely take care of my own. We can liken this to the situation of LeBron James and his son. LeBron James, he's using his influence to bring his son to the NBA. He did. That is called taking care of your own. If we take it back to Nigeria, Tinubu just hired IBB's son. I think the problem we are having, you and I are having, is because we are limiting this discussion to just the land. This can be applicable to any other sector. The politicians, the high and mighty in Nigeria, they always hire their cronies. They always hire the children of the elite, their friends. They always do it. When last did you hear that a child of a common man, get an employment in NNPC? When last did you hear that a common man gain an employment in customs? When last did you hear that a common man is a member of SSS? It doesn't happen. These positions, they share this position among themselves. So this is not just limited to land. This is applicable to employment. This is applicable to every other places you will find. Like IBB son that has been hired as the chairman and the director of Bank of Agriculture. According to Dr. Abati said he has never planted anything in his life. And all of a sudden, he has become the chairman of a bank. So this is how this thing goes around. And if we bring it to the United States, you want to tell me that the person, the woman, I can't remember her name now, that is leading the Homeland Security. I can't remember her name, that she's qualified for that position. A lot of these things, they use it to compensate people to take care of their own. Look at um Trump's former Sarah Huckabee. Sarah Huckabee, nobody knew her before she came to limelight, before she became the speaker. And Trump rewarded her, and she even became governor of her state. So this is how these things work. If we are having this discussion and try to limit it to just the land that Wike is allocating to his cronies, I think we are doing injustice to it, or we are not talking about it properly. This also happens in the other sectors. So it's not just land. They hire their people, they hire their friends, they hire their families, they put them in position of powers. You want to tell me that Wale Edun, the Minister of Finance in Nigeria, that one is, he don't know what he's doing. To some extent, I would believe that he don't even know his left from his right. A lot of them, there are a whole lot of people like that. Look at Otbebolo, that is governor of Edo State. You really think that guy is qualified to be a councillor? But somebody pushed him. This is how it happens. People take care of their own all the time. So tomorrow, somebody could come in and say, and tell the children of Wiki or whoever they are, Wiki allocated land to, and say, this land was, ill-gotten, so we are taking it. But who knows? Maybe Wike is already planning ahead, thinking about the future. He's probably trying to, he's probably already making the paperwork correct, making sure that he's doing all the documentation correct so that they don't come for those lands. So this thing happens is not just limited to that. I think it happens in every other sector of Nigerian system.
So thank you all for joining us. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. And we want to hear from you. Let's know what you think about that discussion. Thank you and have a good one.
Thank you.